Meanwhile, a new poll shows that nearly half of Americans don't trust the justice systems to investigate police shooting incidents properly. The poll was conducted by Huffington Post and YouGov websites days after unarmed teenager Michael Brown was fatally shot by police. 45% of Americans say they don't think that justice will be served after police kill citizens. Separately, 43% said that police use lethal force too frequently. Minorities in the U.S. usually express mistrust towards law enforcement officials. A Gallup poll carried out last year revealed that the white population is 12 percentage points more likely to be confident of police actions than the non-white population. While studies have also found that African Americans are more likely to get stopped by police while driving. Let's cross over to St. Louis. A PR manager of Swipe Stop the Violence, Mr. Robert White, is joining us. Thank you so much for being with us. Of course, being an African American in the United States, perhaps you're not surprised at all by these statistics. In general, what does it mean to be an African American and dealing with the judicial system there?
Well, that's a great question. First and foremost, thank you for having me on.
Thank you for being with us.
As an African American in America, dealing with the judicial system, there are many disparities within the system. In a sense, I feel like a person that walks around with a target on the front of my chest on a daily basis, in terms of being racially profiled, stopped unnecessarily, and even in terms of punishments as a result of crime.
What do you think is the key? I mean, there are many people, especially outside of the United States. After the election of Barack Obama to the presidency, many were saying that racism is dead in the United States. However, it appears the reality on the ground is quite different, as we have actually seen a deterioration of the rights of African Americans under the presidency of Obama. So what will it take to turn this around?
Well, it's something that we didn't come to overnight. It's going to take quite some time to deal with it. I believe that it will take a collaboration between the citizens as well as the government. There needs to be more open and honest conversation. There are some wounds that have been existing for quite some time now. And in order for that healing process to start and to continue, there must be collaborative efforts. Everyone must feel as though they have a seat at the table to share their concerns and to express their concerns.
What about the demonstrations? Now we're seeing that more demonstrations are taking place throughout the United States. We have seen this before. We have seen African Americans being killed. We have seen the people react with rage or being upset at the very least and demonstrating. But after a few days, usually it dies down. And at the end of the day, nothing really changes. So is it different this time around? And if so, how? And if not, what needs to be different?
I'm praying and hoping that some things will turn around. I actually went down for the first time yesterday, and it was a very peaceful protest up until probably later on in the evening. There were a lot of young people out there, and a lot of young people, they have these feelings of passion. Like I said, there's a history of these things going on. This just didn't happen with the Michael Brown situation. And I think that people are just fed up and people are tired of being pushed around. And I'm praying and I'm hoping, ironically, this is the 250th anniversary of the city of St. Louis. And I believe what we're seeing is the manifestation of some seeds that were planted 250 years ago. And what does that say about the city for this event to go down and mark the beginning of the next 250 years? So I think that there is some real momentum. I'm praying and hoping that there is some real momentum that will continue, not just in St. Louis, but throughout the country.
Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Robert White, PR manager, Swipe Stop the Violence out of St. Louis. We appreciate you being with us.